So before we do our transmission fluid, which is going to be next, all right, so we're going to do a whole new situation altogether. We have to change our air filter. Look at this. This is a lot. I mean, the car's running well, all right, you know, but look at that. It's nasty in there. You know, it's, throw that in the bin. So what we're going to do is I've got a new one right here. I'm going to take a look inside. Ooh, we got a lot of nasty wasty stuff in there, so let's vacuum it out. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll get to our transmission fluid, making sure that you all get a you know, a 2-for-1 situation here. Let's get all that nasty. Look at that. Oh my goodness, we've got all of the beach in here, and we got a few bugs, dead bugs of course, because they're not live anymore. They didn't make it. You know, that's just how it goes. But you know, I guess bonus content is what I like to call it. So here's a new air filter. There's a particular way this is supposed to go. I believe it goes this way because that's where the corner is. Just real solid, easy peasy situation. Well, I said easy peasy, and now I'm struggling. And there, I am still struggling. Why am I struggling? Alright, well, let's go to scraping it down on this side, and then let's go to this other side here. That one set in place. My guess is that they just were going for, let's get one on there. Almost there. This one seems to have a lot more travel. Alright. So it's just 2 bolts on these, 10mm of course. That's a really nice way to go. Alright, well that does not like me. Alright, so I'm gonna figure this out. This doesn't seem quite right. Something seems out of place, literally, and so let's figure it out. Well, that seems to be the issue right there. So what's going on is that there's supposed to be another component back behind, and it's broken off because someone was you know, crazy with the cheese whiz here. So you see that it's broken here at the head. That means that there's a broken bit down there, and so we can only ever put a single bolt in unless I take everything apart and then you know, get at it again in a different way. Which I could do that. Should I do that? Oh, alright. Well, I guess we're going to go that way. So, undo that. Undo my clip here. Undo this. Oh, I have another thing there. So, my new air filter is going to go over here. And then I have to figure out how to get that out. Or maybe I don't. Maybe we just, you know, we'll fumble through that and we'll pretend like we did everything. Because that just seems ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Whoever's changing these, please, you know, be kind. to everything. I mean, obviously that was terrible. I'm gonna go get a drill. I'm gonna drill this out, and then hopefully I'll have a another nut, or I mean you know, bolt of some sort, and then we'll get that done. All right, so we are drilling out. If my drill will grip the bit, but we're drilling it out. And there we have it. There it goes. It's good. So what I do have is I have another screw here. I'm going to just try it and see if it fits. Not quite, of course. That's probably just because I've damaged some of the threads. So if I did have a tap, I would tap it, re-tap it and clean it up. But maybe what we do is we just drill a little bit larger of a hole, clear the threads all the way through, and then we would be in a good place here. So let's go for 11/64 of drill bit, and then that way we can get and we cleaned it up pretty well, so that should be enough. Yeah, you know, this is just kind of one of those things that you can do. Of course, the best way to go is that if you have a tap and die set, so I will probably be investing in one eventually, because I've run into this issue way too many times, and you know, I just like it. I hope you also dislike it. Oh my, this is absolutely terrible the way that we're trying to get this camera to move and stay and whatever. All right, so that's the hole. Now we've got a bolt, and I put a washer to it like this. So my expectation is that when I put this pipe back and everything, that I have enough of a element to seat it down. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we get. So decent. I need a larger washer, so a larger washer underneath, and then we will have it ready, and then it will be, what do we say, right is right. It is time for the moment of truth with this. So let's see what we get. I still am struggling with where do I put everyone, so yeah, just bear with me. So I'll have my screw, it's right there. And look at that, we have just made a good replacement right there. It is tight, it is got thread in, and that is solid. That is perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing you want to do. Right. And now she's all the way in, and then we'll get our other side. That also needs some ratcheting action. There we go. And I just realized it's very cloudy. I must have touched the screen with something. All right, there you are. A little bit less cloudy. And there you are. We now have the air flow all set. Nice. A little bit more. and there we go, a little bit tighter. Let's put this back on right here. So let's put that back on right here. Let's go right here. Boom, boom, boom. Backwards. Look at me being silly, not understanding you know, the physics of all this. Oh boy. Alright, there we go, a little bit looser. Get that over. And I'm sorry, you are following around because I keep on hitting you. Good viewers at home. Alright. We may want another one of these one day. This piece right here, but I think we're pretty good with what we have. It just seems like it doesn't like to, you know, do everything it's supposed to do right away. Good, tight, good. Alright, let's clip this back on. And there we are. We have fixed our airbox situation. And I don't know if you even saw that because this thing moves. I apologize, but clipped in, screwed in, all good. Now time for transmission fluid change. All right, so if you have an older car, you have a transmission dipstick. This is also where you fill the transmission fluid from. So what we're going to do is, I have a 10mm hex, and that 10mm hex is going to be the unplug from underneath, and then we're going to undo that, pour the transmission fluid out, and put more transmission fluid in. So this transmission takes about 3.7, about 4 quarts. So we should be able to be pretty easy, good with that. It's one you know, solid setup. You know, you get a 5 quart system, and that should be enough. But because we did change our axles, we do want to change our transmission fluid. So, all right, there we go. What you need, a 10mm hex right here on a bar. All right, the mega puddle. All right, it's not red, but you know, whatever. Then you need automatic transmission fluid, because this is automatic transmission. And you know, so all the stuff has been happening to it. It's probably max life, it's good. We're only going to need 3, how many quarts? There's 3. Probably we just almost write it all off and go right about there. That's about it. So almost down to the bottom is what we're going to deal with when we put it in. All right, so let's get under there and crack her open, and yeah, get this beautiful red fluid out of the vehicle. Oh, so here we go. Crack this open. Don't know if it wants to crack, but so I may need a breaker bar. Or I just need to put you all down for a minute. So I keep on doing that. Keep on breaking this. You know, cheap Chinese flexible arm things. But all right, let me put you down. I'll break it, and then we'll. All right. So she broke. I'm hoping that was just the, you know, just a little bit of things. Now you do notice this is not red. That would be because this transmission fluid has seen its days. By the way, before you run the transmission, you always should, oh gross, oh my, I've gotten it all over the place. So before you do a transmission fluid, you should always run through, just let it run for a little bit. It warms up the entire setup. It gets it to where this gear oil, all right, gets a little bit loose, and so because it's loose, it falls out nicely. And so just look at that. Now look on my hand, that is brown. Brown is not the color of transmission fluid. Red is the color that it's supposed to be. So, you know, look at that. That's not so great. But this car maybe hasn't had, you know, everything taken care of it on it the entire time. So this will be its first transmission, I guess, fluid change maybe in a while. And, you know, it still runs fantastically, probably, you know, really good. I don't see any sparkles on my hand. I was the initial person to get all, you know, transmission fluid on me, so no sparkles, so that's good. That means that what's going on in here is probably still really good. So let me go get a towel, because I would like to finish this all up and be nice, and then I'll wipe this all down and put the plug back on, and we're good. But then we're going to go up top and put the transmission fluid in. Yay! We're back pretty much at the end of all that, so we're going to put our plug back in like so. Easy peasy. Clean it up. And then what we'll do is we're going to put the new oil in, but let's flip it back to on, and then let's give it some torque, and then that should be right about good. All right, remember, like I said, we want everything to be able to be, you know, fixed again and whatever like that, you know. You've seen me struggle with oil filters because they're put on rancidly, terribly, absolutely worst thing possible tight. So what's going to happen is we've got this down, all good. We've got a full thing of transmission fluid that's dropped all in there, so now it's time to refill it. Let's be excited, everyone. All right, this right here is our transmission dipstick. I'm going to remove it. Why? Because, well, we don't need it right now. But what we do need is we need the mega funnel. All right, it's very similar to our funnel from you know, for oil changes, except for it's you know, it's obviously a different color. So what we're going to do is we have our transmission fluid right here. Open it up. It's going to be a nice candy color of red. Look at that. It's like Kool-Aid. If you remember from previous time I did this, it is, you know, just one of those things. You see it and it goes in, and it looks like something you would just love to drink, but don't drink it. The reason why you don't drink it is because it's probably very bad for you. It looks good. I mean, it looks like something you might want to drink, but you know, I wouldn't do it. All right, where are we at? We are, I've no idea, halfway. I don't know. It's almost the whole bucket is what's supposed to happen. There we are. Down near the bottom. We're almost there, everyone. All right, that looks about right. And so what we're going to do though is, what did we have? We have a dipstick. You know, don't always have that with you know, other cars. So we're going to do that, close it up, and then of course, what are we doing now? By the way, look at that, it's all up in there. The reason why is because it has to move through the gears. So what do we have to do? We have to turn the car on. All right, I'm going to find the cap, put the cap back on. I'm going to check it in just a minute, because the idea is that you should be able to know, you know, where we're at very soon. Just going to let it run for a little bit, and we'll be right back. Alright, the last part of a transmission change is the checking of the fluid. Alright, so we've ran the car for a while, and now it's time to see where we are. This is going to be the fluid hot, and so we pull it and then we look at it, and there we are. We are at, so hot, you look at this, there's right there, that's where you want to be at hot. At cool, you want to be down here. So we are full all the way up to the hot, and that is a beautiful thing. So cool, I could always check that no matter what, but it's hot that you really want to make sure you have that right, you feel good about it, and everyone like that. So there we are. We now have a car that's pretty much mostly drivable, probably on its way. It does need some coolant in it, and I think we still need to bring those tires in just a bit, so we can do all that one day. Not quite yet, but we'll do it eventually. Extremely good. I bet this car is extremely good to drive now. Feels good, makes nice sounds, everything like that. I'm going to put this panel back, all these panels back on, and we'll see what happens with that. Don't need to show you all that because it's just boring crap. Yeah, like and subscribe and whatever else you would like to do, because we've just done quite a bit of the core things of this Camry, and she's going to be driving nicely. One day we'll do a you know, test drive, jumping off cliffs, different things like that, you know, just see how everything works. Maybe, you know, handbrake, J-turns, all that stuff like that. So yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is Mr. Britfix. We've done a great job. Everyone, thank you for tuning in and staying with me this whole time. So I've done a great job on the alignment. This is just by string lime. You know, look, no hands, all that kind of stuff. You shouldn't be driving without your hands. But you know, I'm just trying to show it's a straight steering wheel. The car, you know, has a little bit of noise in different places, you know, just bubbles and whatnot, but she rides well, she drives well.